Go again, yo, everyone. Starter Protagonist is here, and welcome to yet another Sonic video. No review this time, however, but this is pretty much me talking about the new game that has been announced. The fourth racing game, which is Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, will be coming soon, either like later this year or early 2026. So there's a lot to expect from this game, and after seeing the trailer and the gameplay from IGN, I think I want to give my overall thoughts on what to expect from this game and what can we expect from Sonic Team, since apparently they will be the ones to develop this game and not Sumo Digital. But I'll get into more of that later on. But for now, I want to talk about all the things I've seen in the trailer, as well as the stuff that has been confirmed. So let's break it down. So the first thing is the character roster. Now, as you know, last game Team Sonic Racing gave us a 15 character roster, which was less than the other character rosters we had during the Sonic and Sega phase. But in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, we're expected to have 23 characters at launch, which is more than what we had during like Sonic and Sega Racing and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Usually, like, both of those games each had 20 characters with extra characters added as DLC. However, with CrossWorlds, we're now having 23, and all of them will be Sonic characters, but we'll get into more in a second. But the confirmed characters, like, first let's talk about the ones that's in the trailer here. So as you know, we saw the main trio, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. There's also Shadow and Dr. Eggman. We also saw Zavok in the trailer as well. And as for like returning characters, there's Jet the Hawk from the Babylon Rogues. So we can expect him, as well as Wave and Storm, to be added into the game as well. We also saw the new character Sage. She will be playable for the first time, since she made her debut in Sonic Frontiers. So yeah, I think this was awesome. Like, I love the fact that we finally be able to play as Sage, and I think it's even more awesome to the fact that Eggman has taught her how to drive. So yeah, he's really a great father, just like Bowser. So I gotta give him credit on that. There's also Vector the Crocodile, as expected, as he's returning. However, Espio and Charmy are confirmed to be returning as well. So we got Team Chaotix back in the fray, like after 20 years. So thank God we're finally having the Team Chaotix. But also, fans of Cream and Cheese can celebrate the fact that Cream and Cheese are now playable. Finally, they're finally playable once again. So this is looking to be a really good character roster. Zavok also makes his return, as well as Rouge the Bat, as well as Silver and Blaze. They also made their return, and they will be in the game as well. We also have E123 Omega making his return as well. But Zaz is also making his debut as a playable character as well. He was playable in the Mario and Sonic games. I believe it was Rio 2020. No, I believe it was Rio 2016. But yeah, Zaz is actually playable as a character, which is like, you know, I do wish they would also add a bit more Deadly Six. Like, maybe we could add Xena into the game, or maybe Zor. Like, mostly Xena, but like, if they're sticking with the Deadly Six, at the very least, we're having like a few more characters from the Deadly Six, which that is good. Like, even though I don't think they're that incredible, I can still acknowledge them as Sonic characters. So at the very least, we're getting a very good character roster, and we also have the Egg Pawn as a playable character as well. So yeah, this is looking to be a really good character roster. So to summarize, we have Sonic, Shadow, Dr. Eggman, Miles Power. Now we have Knuckles, Amy Rose, Silver, Blaze. We'll also have Big the Cat, Rouge the Bat, E123 Omega, Vector, Espio, Charmy Bee, Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, Storm, Cream the Rabbit, Metal Sonic, Sage, the Egg Pawn, Zavok, and Zaz. So that's 23 characters as expected, but that's not all, because we're getting more characters after launch. For starters, we're getting characters from Sonic Prime, which is honestly surprising considering that Sonic Prime isn't even a game, it's more of a TV show, but I'm guessing they're adding like that as part of the roster, which is cool. You can only, I think you can get those characters if you buy the digital deluxe edition, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably be added as DLC later down the line. And as for Sega characters, yeah, we're gonna have some Sega characters added into the mix, so that would be awesome to see. We can expect to see I from Super Monkey Ball as well as Amigo. Those are characters that I expect for them to be added into the game, as well as Beat and Ulala. So those are 4 like expected characters to be added as like DLC. But it would be interesting to see Yakuza in the game. But I think what I would also like to see is like characters from Puyo Puyo. I would like to see Ringo, Oro, and Amity as playable characters. But because like the fact that Sonic was playable in Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, so it would be fair enough to have the Puyo Puyo characters as playable characters in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. And I know this might be a stretch, but I would also like to see Hatsune Miku in the game. Like that is like not much of a possibility, but hey, if she was able to make it into Fortnite, then what's stopping Sega from adding Hatsune Miku into the game? So I think that would be like amazing to see her in the game as a playable character. So yeah, it's awesome that we having like the amount of characters we're getting. Like we're finally getting more characters, as we're finally having like fan favorite characters as playable characters, and we're also gonna have Sonic Prime as playable characters as well. So this is looking to me a very solid character roster. Now, in terms of the vehicles themselves, because that's one thing I need to talk about. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds isn't just you crossing over through different dimensions. You are also crossing over through different vehicles. So they bringing back the extreme gear from Sonic Riders, which is cool. I do like the fact that we can able to play as those. Like, I haven't played the first 2 Sonic Riders games, but I did play Sonic Free Riders, and like while I do like the concept, I think the controls on the game was really terrible. And I can say that firsthand because I did play the game myself, and it was a major disaster for that game. Like trying to turn was just awful. Like how much did the game wanted me to bend over? Like Jesus Christ, man. But it's good that we're finally having the extreme gear, and I'm curious as to whether or not they'll have the same controls as they did during Sonic Riders. So that's something to keep in mind. But they're also bringing back the transformed mechanics, where you have your vehicles transforming into different vehicles. So we'll be able to like drive through sea, through land, as well as the air. And we're also going to be driving through space and time. And as a space connoisseur, I myself am looking forward to that. So I do like the fact that we're bringing back like certain concepts from the previous games. We're also bringing back like the Team Sonic Racing mechanics. So the team mechanics is something that I also look forward to. Like I can see why this was made as a 23 playable. I can see why this was made as a 23 character playable roster, because like I think they're still sticking with the team mechanics because they believe that it actually worked. Which I'm not gonna lie, it did work. Like I do like the fact that they're building upon what worked with Team Sonic Racing and trying to make CrossWorlds into a better experience. But that we will have to see once the gameplay actually kicks in. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. I'm also looking forward to the mechanic itself, the main gimmick of this game, which is the CrossWorlds thing. So for every lap, you'll be able to like cross over to a different world using the travel rings in order to like teleport into a different dimension. We expect to have tracks that are like, you know, centered around certain games. For example, we have Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2, which is cool. There's Dinosaur Jungle from Sonic and the Secret Rings. We also have the return of Sky Road from Team Sonic Racing, which was a new track, you know, referencing Sonic Unleashed. And we also have the return of Ocean View from Sonic Heroes, which is pretty much based on Sonic Heroes, but it was from Sonic Transformed, but it was brought back in Team Sonic Racing. And now we're bringing it back a third time. And speaking of which, we're also seeing the return of Roulette Road for the 4th time, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm really kind of getting tired of like Roulette Road. But there's also other new stuff to look forward to. They also have like the new Water Palace like track, I think that's also referencing Sonic Rush. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, there's we have a bunch. There are like 24 tracks. There's gonna be 24 tracks in the game, as well as 15 CrossWorlds for us to go through. So for each lap, you have to travel through a different world, but you can only do that. You can only choose which world to go through if you're in first place. So if you're in first place throughout that lap, you'll have the power to choose which CrossWorld you want to go to next for the second lap, which is awesome. I do enjoy the fact that they're coming up with these new concepts without having to rely or trying to have the same things as Mario Kart 8. I said this before and I'll say this again. These Sonic racing games, they are not Mario Kart clones, and I will continue saying that because these games have their own different mechanics here. Team Sonic Racing has the team mechanic and they worked really well with that. Now we have this new mechanic, which is CrossWorlds. So yeah, I think this was I think they really knocked it out of the ballpark with this kind of concept. But I'm curious to how this will be executed well, because like I said at the beginning of the video, Sumo Digital will not be developing this game. Instead, it will be Sonic Team. And I'm curious to how that will turn out. I know they've done amazing games like Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, the adventure games, as well as Frontiers. So this will be interesting. But to be fair, they did create it. They were the ones who developed Sonic Riders. So I think it's for the best to not have Sumo Digital as the developers for this game, because if you don't know, Sumo Digital has a really big hard-on for Sonic Heroes in the fact that they just cannot stop with the repetitiveness. They've just bringing back old tracks. They just keep making tracks based on Sonic Heroes. Like Team Sonic Racing, almost half of the tracks were from the previous games, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. You know, at the very least with Sonic Transformed, they only brought back 2 Sonic tracks, with the other 3 being brand new. So that's something I can get behind. But Team Sonic Racing just had this whole issue with trying to, with just being lazy. They just reusing the old tracks, and I admire the new tracks they brought in, which was from Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Adventure 2, all these games. I do admire the new tracks and I like what they did with them, but I just can't really rock with the fact that they've been repetitive with how much they've been recycling the same tracks over and over again. So and with CrossWorlds, while they do have tracks like the Ocean View and Roulette Road, at the very least we're getting brand new tracks. So that's something to look forward to. I do hope the majority of the tracks selection are brand new tracks, from games that we haven't been before. I would like to see the spin on Green Hill. I would like to see a new Green Hill track, something from Sonic 1 or maybe something from Sonic 2. I would like to see that. I would also like to see something from Sonic Adventure. Maybe try. I know a lot of people don't like Sonic Forces, but maybe create a track based off that game, or maybe they can make something from make another Sonic Colors track, or maybe make something from the Black Knight. Give us more variety. I will. That's something that I just want to see. More variety in a track selection, because we're already starting to have a good character roster. But I'm curious to how this will actually plan out. I'm hoping this is actually be good, and I'm wondering how much time did Sonic Team given, because I don't want this game to be rushed. I don't want this game to come out as bad or something like Team Sonic Racing. I want for this game to be as good, as polished, and as and can work really well. That's something that I'm just hoping for, but only time will tell. But let me know down in the comments section below, are you excited for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? Who do you think should be added into the game, and how are you feeling about the character roster as well as the new tracks we're getting? But yeah, let me know all of that in the comments down below. If you enjoy Sonic videos like this and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe with notifications on and become a member of the Star Nation. If you want to support this channel, you can become a member for $3 a month or more. So until then, this is Star the Protagonist signing out. As always, go Kigenyo and have a Startastic day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those notifications on to join the Star Nation. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter, and while you're at it, check out my previous video. Now.